Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for February 21st, 2022. I'm Arlene Grace, an intuitive energy coach, channel, and mentor. So as I feel into the energy today, it feels very, excuse me, very frenetic. There's a lot of energy that's moving around, and the mood today it feels very instinctual. It feels very intuitive. It feels very emotional. It feels like there is this desire to express oneself, whether it's physically, whether it is through our voices, whether it just feels like there's this push and this movement. And I don't know why I'm punching my hand, but this push and this movement to move in the direction of justice. What does justice mean to you? Right? And today, with this mood that that we're really being supported with, or we're feeling into, right? There's this beautiful opportunity to see what's happening outside in the world, and we can really speak to. There's some pronounced activity that's happening in the world, right? And so with this energy, there's also the two energy and a four of diamonds. And the two energy is really coming together. It is really coming together as one, as yourself. It's lending support into your own desires, into feeling into your own intuition, your own instinct. I'm going to bring it back to what is it that you want? Right? Because this four of diamonds really speaks to this opportunity to build on your own stability with your values, what you value in your life. Again, bringing it back to how do you value justice? What does justice mean for you? Because as I feel into this energy, the three things that really come out to into my own awareness is one, our mental health, two, justice, and three, power. And the abuse of it, and the understanding of what power means, especially in this month of February, right? This month of February is this 8 energy, which is this discovery of what does power mean, this ability to move in momentum with it, this ability to create legacy in community, with your family, in the world, in society. And so as we see what's happening in the world, there's this deep sense of fear and unsafety, right? This feeling of instability, this feeling of cancel culture, right? If I go out there in social media where there is so much power to just cancel someone, to go and to express ourselves to anyone that has an opposing idea, to go and to seek justice, by, well, you think this, so I'm going to say what my opinion is. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to oppose you, right? When we look at the world as this, it comes together in this drama triangle of the hero, the villain, the victim. That many of us are playing these roles. In fact, you can see that there are leaders that are playing this role today, now, that are so apparent. Leaders who have come out in the world that, played the hero, that played as they were woke, as they were compassionate, kind, that they were generous, that they spoke to the people, that they were ones that really were charismatic, that were good looking, that spoke well in the media, and yet have moved into this other role of now looking to be the victim, the villain, both. Actually, in fact, at the same time, that they are moving through these places. And in that, there's this desire for social justice. There's this desire to speak out for our own opinions, our own opposing views. We can see that, right? And the invitation really is for you to come back and to notice, well, where am I triggered in all of this? How am I feeling in all of this? And how am I actually putting this out into my life? How am I experiencing this? How am I playing the hero, the villain, and the victim in all of this? Right? How can I come back into Well, how do I want to value me? What do I think justice means for me? And how do I want to move that out into society? And looking at it through the lens of control. We're seeing the world through this heightened polarity. Everything is really polarized. We see freedom, we see control, we see, we see the victims, and we see the heroes. We see all of these nuances of great polarization, black and white, good and bad, right? And as we see this high polarization, you get to discover in all of that what it is that you want, what it is that you want to experience. Now, when we look at all of this and we look at the traumatic and chronic fear that has been imposed for the last 2 years, right? For everyone, this has really been an opportunity or an opening for people to awaken. And yet at the same time, it has been an opportunity for us to see these triggers and to see how we are handling things mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. There's been this opening to see our own triggers and how we are responding to our own mental fear, our own emotional fear, our own physical fear, our own spiritual fear. Do you believe in God, creator, the universe? Right? And as you are doing that, there are so many things that we can be doing as coping mechanisms: depression, anxiety, anorexia, bulimia, cancel culture, suppression. I said depression, running away, eating, drug abuse, all of these things in order to, one, fit in, to comply, to match everyone for same, because that's what our brain does. Our brain has mirror neurons that look for the same. And so when others are opposing the same, what do? We respond accordingly. And that's today's energy. How will you respond? Will you respond through a trigger, or will you respond from a place of, I'm in my body, I'm in my presence, I am emotionally checking into how I am feeling in this moment. I am paying attention to where and what the thoughts are that I'm wanting to express. And I'm paying attention to my own intentions in this. And coming back to a greater understanding of the law of cause and effect. In all of this, we see this lens of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I must go and I must express myself into this opposing view. But when we can pull back into the law of cause and effect, the very nature of the law of cause and effect is that when I am feeling a certain way and when I am thinking a certain way and I put that out into the world, that's what I will see. It's very karmic, right? That if I am in lack and I'm hurting because I am in lack and I'm in fear and I'm thinking that I'm not going to be able to get my next, paycheck in order to pay my bills, that I, in this energy of fear, in this emotional state of hurt or sadness or anxiety or all of those things, that I am now going to project that into the world. So I will see all of these experiences where that's going to match. It's very karmic. Well, the same thing happens for everyone else, that there is no need to go and to serve justice to someone else, that they, in fact, are causing their own life to play out for them. And so to bring it back to you and to notice in your life, where am I serving justice to others? We've been conditioned to this. We've been living this for eons. And we'll use a simple example of, if you had kids or when you were a child and when you got in trouble, right? It all begins with, oh, you're a good girl or you're a good boy because you did really well on your test. Or, oh, you're a good girl or you're a good boy because you finished all of your dinner. But when you don't, what do? What happened to you? A child goes out and they miss their curfew. And so today, in today's day and age, child misses their curfew. What do? You take their phone away. You take their Wi-Fi away. You take something away from them because they missed their curfew. But when they missed their curfew, it was because you were scared. It's because there were inherent unsafety aspects that could have been out there, especially when it was really late and the child is young or whatever. It could be that, they are going to be tired the next day when they go to school. It could be there are other attributing factors that do not match taking away their Wi-Fi. That they are not actually learning the lesson. All that they're learning is how to be even more sneaky, maybe, in missing their curfew, possibly. And so looking at it through the lens of, well, I have to control your behavior. And so in controlling your behavior, I'm just going to take something away from you. I'm going to punish you. That's justice. When someone is in lack, when someone thinks that they don't have enough money and so they go steal. Right? They go steal because they think that they don't have enough money. They need it for food, or they need it for this, or they need it for that. Instead, what we do is we take away their life and we incarcerate them. Now, I'm not one that has studied criminal law or the justice system or any of those things, but we want to look at it through the lens of, we go and we take their life and we incarcerate them. They're now in jail. But now, while they're in jail, are they learning the lesson? Are they understanding what abundance is? Are they understanding what it is to be a steward of their money? Are they understanding what it is to be in abundance? No. And so when you take a look at your own life, again, that's control. Where can you release some control? And where can you look at playing with that idea of, what does justice mean for me? How do I actually enact that in the world? When I look at all of these polarizing views and these ideas, especially on social media, which is so vast and full of different ideas, different possibilities, different dreams, different stories, am I going to now enact my assertion and control the story so that I can feel this false sense of now power? In all of this, am I looking for power outside of myself? Or can I come into an understanding, and am I willing to come into an understanding that power is actually here from me? Power is all of this. It's my mental mastery, it's my emotional mastery, it's my physical actions with that. And it's the belief that there is something greater than me, that there is a power here that flows through me. You can name it God, creator, universe, goddess. You can name it your spirit guides, higher self, whatever that is, that you in fact have this flowing through you, that it is everywhere. That you are always guided, that you are always inspired to do something from within you. And it's this, are you willing to let go of whatever that illusion of fear is? And when I speak to the illusion of fear, I'm not talking to something that is right there in your face, in your experience, that is cause for your own physical safety, mental, emotional safety. No, I'm talking about something moving in the direction of what you actually want. I want to experience money. I want to experience a greater impact in my business. I want to experience a deeper relationship, and navigating through those fears and paying attention to your own coping mechanisms, paying attention to your own actions. This is not all about right or wrong. This is a conversation about you coming into curiosity, into awareness of, who am I? What do I want? What do I value? What do these things mean to me? And when I look out into the world and what I am experiencing, what do I think about that? What am I willing to change? Am I willing to change something within me? Today's energy is a beautiful day to really take self-responsibility. Take self-responsibility to what it is that you value, to whether or not you value you, and the willingness to stand on behalf of that and to walk forward with that and to express that. And to express that not in a space to oppose another. Because in all of this, we need it all. We need all of it in order to see. We need the control in order to see whether or not we are free, to see how we feel about that, to see how we behave in that. And we need the freedom in order to see where we're in control, where we're taking control over others, where we have mastery of ourselves. All of it is required. All of it is needed. How do you want to play in it? If life were a game, if life was a game, if you saw everything as a game, what would you do if you were someone who loved themselves? What would you do if you were someone who valued themselves? How would you act? What would you be inspired to do? That's where I leave you today. Questions, comments, please feel free to share and I will be happy to respond. Sending you all so much love and I will talk to you tomorrow. Happy Monday. Bye for now.